Hello summoners, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we're going to continue our series MCOC A to Z. This is going to be episode B. We're going to talk about every single character in the game whose name starts from the alphabet B, and these videos, they're not full detail guys, definitely not. We're basically going to go through some gameplay, roughly 1 minute per character, and we're going to talk about their abilities, if they have a cool synergy, what are their uses these days, whether they are good on defense and stuff like that. So now that you understand what this video is going to be, let's get started. And again, if you want to check out part A, then the link will be down in the description, or you can just search it on YouTube. So we're starting off, we are going to talk about Black Bolt. So Black Bolt without any synergies is pretty bad, and even with synergies you need to make sure that he is awakened, he is at a decent signature level, and then you add Medusa and you add Hitmonkey and you see an absolutely crazy damage output character. One of the hardest hitting characters in the entire game, and this is just a rank 1, so do keep that in mind. Rank 1 without Zeus and masteries, but a build up, like if we are talking about labyrinth fights, then this guy can give Cosmic Ghost Rider a fight in terms of damage output, and the only Cosmic that clearly beats him is Hela with Odin synergy. Like he crits, so let me explain the synergies. The Medusa synergy, basically the buffs he gets are permanent now, and the Hitmonkey synergy, the more buffs he has, the more he crits, and the way he gets buffs is when he crits he gets a buff. So that's basically how it works. And you can also add Odin here, you can add Karnak if you want, but the great thing about this synergy is that both like with this synergy, Black Bolt is great, Medusa is already great, and Hitmonkey is also pretty good. So you have absolutely no duds there. Now next up we have Black Widow Deadly Origin, which she has cool animations, she is fun to play, but that's pretty much it. Her damage output is very good. It's not bad, it's not average, it's good. But the thing is that it's not broken. It's not like you can't compare this damage to Black Bolt, or you can't compare this to Cosmic Ghost Rider, Hela with Odin, or even like if we talk about skill class, then Shang-Chi, Nick Fury in the second phase. You get the point. It's good damage, it's not crazy damage. And the thing is, she has almost no utility. Like shocks, they're nice, and I don't think we have any nodes where you need shock, but maybe we'll see that in the future where she will be nice. But I've done damage comparisons with her and Gwenpool, her and Squirrel Girl. She's kind of similar, and again Squirrel Girl also faces the same problem, not enough utility. And these days, if you have to be a top character in your class, and skill, it was a pretty bad class at one point, but with all the buffs it's very competitive now. And moving on with another skill character, we have Blade. Now Blade obviously was the king of Marvel Contest of Champions about 2 years ago. He is insane even now. Like the only thing right now is that his damage output, if he doesn't have danger sense, is pretty average. It's not bad as long as you can bleed the opponent, but there is a lot of power gain. He has infinite regeneration potential. He's the only character where you can reduce your power. Like if, let's say, sometimes I want to use my SP2 and I just go to SP3 by mistake, I do an extra hit, I take an extra blocked hit maybe, or something like that, and you can just, like, that's not a huge deal, but it helps. And the regeneration, the shrugging of debuffs, the power gain, the bleed damage, the danger sense, defensive ability reduction, Starker and Spider-Man synergy, Ghost Rider synergy, there's a lot this guy can do even now with against villains, against a whole class. Mystic, yeah, if you don't have Torch, then Blade with Mephisto or Dormammu can be your Mystic Slayer, and he does that very well. Now next up we have Beast. I don't really want to talk that much about Beast. He's bad, he's very bad, probably one of the worst. Like I ranked him the worst mutant character. Some people like him. So here's the thing, he has some stuff going on. I don't know, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know how it works, but he has very tiny regeneration, he has some kind of power control. I remember I used to know how Beast works, but his damage output is bad. Like some people said that how is Beast worse than Cyclops. Cyclops damage output is actually not that terrible. Like if you have armor breaks, you are hitting kind of hard. Not crazy hard, but still. So like he's such a wet noodle. I honestly I just forget that he exists in the game, and I'm sure a lot of other people do, because I don't see him on offense, defense, even in quests. I don't see him on defense. Next up we have Bishop. Bishop, in my opinion, he was just released at a bad time. He was released, I think, after Blade. He countered a lot of characters, but they already had counters, so he was never this great character. He's getting a buff next month. If you're watching later, maybe he's already very very good. I don't really know that much about his buff, but yeah, hopefully he's good, because he does have a lot of potential. You can see he has a lot of big special attack potential as well, and overall he has a lot of utility. He has some damage. It's just they're just better counters, and mutant class is very very competitive when it comes to the resources. So hopefully he's gonna be great after the buff. Next up we have Black Panther, who did get a buff. Now personally I wasn't the biggest fan of the Black Panther buff, because I really like synergies in this game. I think I think the synergies take MCOC to another level, and like Black Panther with synergies, even though without synergies he was one of the worst characters. Well, not one of the worst, but he wasn't great. But with synergies he could give Nick Fury a shot, like at damage comparison, and it was pretty crazy, the bleed damage that he had going. And post buff he can't do that, but at the same time if you're gonna run him without any synergies, then he is much much better, and he's a pretty cool character. I don't think he's a top skill character. Like we have Mole Man, we have Kingpin, we have obviously Shang-Chi, Aegon, and Nick Fury at the top there, but he's usable, he's good, and he gets the job done. So now let's move on to the other Black Panther, who unfortunately didn't get the buff, which like I don't know why they do this. Sometimes with Magneto they buff both the versions of Magneto, and like they were different characters after the buff, and they didn't do the same for Black Panther or Daredevil. Black Panther Civil War, if you are a new player, if you're a mid-level player, he could be alright on defense, but that's pretty much where his uses end. Like offensively he's not a great character. You have some armor ups, that could be useful against Havoc, but you also have class disadvantage, plus basically the entire tech class has armor ups these days, and the damage is bad. You have some bleeds, they're not very strong. You have some reflective damage thingy, but again not very impressive. Like you just say Killmonger if you want defense, like the damage reflected or something, he will get the job done much much quicker. And you also have obviously the electro cheese when you want to do stuff like that. With him it's not like you're going to recover the damage in any way or anything. So yeah, overall Black Panther Civil War mostly just defender. Even that like he's not good on defense. In higher tiers people know how to play without parrying. Then we have Black Widow. It just hurts to see her these days. She was so good before 12.0. I remember the video where I saw Brian put, like, he got Black Widow, he awakened her or something, and then he took her straight to Sig 99 as a 4-star. Those used to be very rare back in the day. And after not that long, she got nerfed to the ground, and her damage output these days is very very below average. Usually, like, see, the thing is, ability accuracy reduction is something that will never get old. As long as Marvel Contest of Champions lasts, that's a good utility to have. You can see that today with Falcon. You can see that with Kingpin, Archangel. There's just so many good defensive ability reduction characters, because you can counter, evade, auto block, all the stuff. Like, of course you have stuff like True Strike if you wanna counter those things, but then what happens if the opponent misses? So like ability accuracy reduction kind of shuts everything down. Then we have Black Widow Clairvoyant, who you probably already know how she works, but if you don't, she has triple immunity, bleed, poison, and incinerate. You can't have all three at the same time, but you can rotate between them pretty easily by doing a medium and then 4 light combo. Depending on each phase, you apply different kinds of debuffs. So if the opponent is immune, that's the ideal scenario. But even if they're not immune, you can go to incinerate phase for a pretty big damage, poison phase for the power control, and the most famous, the best phase in my opinion is definitely the bleed one, the curse of bleed, blood, whatever, which gives you regeneration. And with suicide masteries, I do believe Black Widow, clairvoyant, best mystic character in the game. Without suicide masteries, Doom obviously takes the win. But that's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Subscribe to the channel for more content. Like this video, share with your line, stay safe, have a good one, and bye bye.